Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. Here we are again for another episode of Adventurous Chatlog, and I'm joined by Deli again. Say hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello to everyone. So, I've been trying to condense all our chats because it's been going for like half an hour or so, and I'm like, I really need to condense all this. So hopefully this week's episode will be a little bit shorter. And let's start off with the recent patch. I wasn't expecting a patch, 4.06a. Nothing really fancy for us. I presume you don't PvP
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, no, that was the stupidest patch I've ever seen in my life. But
Well, some people do PvP, but and just looking through it, it looks like there's a lot of nerfs on the DPS side of things, and seems like you know, healer still tops everything basically.
yeah, I guess they didn't want people killing each other so fast, but
I don't know. I'm not into PvP, and neither are you. So all I can say for this patch is good luck if you're DPS in PvP. You know, I've only ever went there once with a friend because basically they asked me to come.
yeah,
And,
I've done the same.
yeah. Yeah. So that's patch. So we're moving right through. See how quick that segment was.
Hey, I'm a hardcore PvPer. I want to talk more about it.
So the next one is, this is one I found very interesting, the Rising event. Uh, Actually, we were talking about last week about them putting in a dungeon or some sort for like a new 6-man or 8-man dungeon, and then when they added this little thing, the cheap dungeon, I got my hopes up for a little bit there.
Yeah, I saw people talking about it in the SC chat, and I was like, oh, and this might be like a 4-man or a dungeon or something. And
Exactly.
then I did the actual quest, and I was like, oh, well, that's cute, I guess.
It was really, literally cheap dungeon. I still found it very amusing though.
Yeah.
I thought it would be something. Remember that Halloween when you have to go to how how
Oh yeah.
Hauk Manor? Yeah, I thought it would be something a little bit like that, but um, it surprised me.
Like, I guess they didn't have the budget for it, so that's why it's a cheap dungeon.
What was your password? What password did you get?
I got the classic Chocobo.
See, I got Bahamas, but this was after I had to go back in because I didn't, my configuration on my keyboard, basically I don't have a turn left or turn right, so I
Yeah, me
had to
either.
so I had to get out of the dungeon, reconfigure my my keyboard so I could turn left or right, and then finish the dungeon that way, because you need to see where there's like those Allagan bowls, you know. So
Yeah. I think
I
you might be
still
able to do it without looking at them though, because I was
I,
doing it without looking at it for a while. I think it was working.
actually I think apparently there's 3 different combination. One is Chocobo, next is Bahamut, and then the other one is Crystal. I think the very first one that I got was Crystal, but I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this word? It has to relate to Final Fantasy in some way, but I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, I'll just do it again and configure my keyboard before I actually attempt this again. So,
Yeah.
and the numbers were in the first dungeon. I thought they meant something. Did you get
Oh, you mean?
anything out of that?
on floor 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was about.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything either. I just went straight to floor 2 and I was like, okay, then what was the first floor about though?
Exactly. I didn't get what the the first floor was about, but if anyone's listening to this out in the video, you can leave a comment down below and let me know what it is. I'll let
Maybe
Deli know afterwards.
maybe it unlocked it. Maybe it unlocked floor 2. Or was on floor 2 unlocked automatically?
Oh, floor 2 would definitely unlock automatically because on my first try, I went to floor 2 straight away. And then I thought I need to go back. Maybe the numbers mean something in some way. Because I obviously couldn't figure out. I got all the letters, but I didn't know you have to see the actual, Allegan balls, which corresponds to the right letter, one of the letters anyway that you'll need for the password. So I went
Ah,
back down and then got all the numbers, and I'm like, what is this supposed to be? And then on my second playthrough, that's when I actually just look at the Allegan balls, and then I figure I was Bahamut. So it's like, oh,
I actually
it's
didn't know you had to look at the balls. I just searched the entire map because, you know, it's just kind of what you do. But,
that's what I did the first time. And then the funny things were they were like things written by the devs, right? About these are bugs and stuff.
oh yeah.
I
Oh man,
just
I hope the players like this one. This was one of them.
yeah. I find this is probably one of the most amusing events that we've done. Uh, to me, the first one is definitely the Halloween one last year. I really like the idea of going
Best.
into a dungeon and doing something, but yeah, pretty much usually the rest of the events are pretty boring and pretty one-sided. Like a
Yeah.
little side quest that you just pick this or do a fate or something.
Oh, the grind ones are the worst like that. The
Yeah,
entire watch thing.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
Didn't even do that, so but it turned me off so much. I was like, no, I'm not doing this.
oh my gosh. Yeah. I think it was a nice surprise. That's what I'm gonna give it. It was a nice surprise. So,
Yeah,
if you
I give it
guys
six
don't
out of
know,
seven.
the
7 out
cheap
of 10.
dungeon is like the old. There's a game like that. Old Estrian Odyssey in DS. That's pretty much it. So it's like a dungeon crawler. It's like a first person where you have to navigate your way out of the maze. So,
Yeah, it's like those really old like RPGs you get on like fucking like Windows DOS and everything.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's a nice surprise. I really like The Rising, and I assume you liked it as well, and even if it's a small bit.
Yeah, it was cute. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But considering like it wasn't a grind or anything, that was good.
I thought we'll we'll go back into like it wasn't last year, but the year before the first Rising, I think it was, where you went to Yoshi P's or the
Oh
Square
yeah,
Enix
the headquarters.
office, yeah, the headquarters. So I thought we'd go back there and do something, but anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking that was gonna happen as well, but it never did. Like when he was gonna teleport us, I thought we were gonna get teleported to the office again. But,
Yeah, yeah, and maybe we'll get little bits of nuggets there. That's what I thought, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. This is your favorite topic that you suggested. Should healers DPS in
of course
dungeon?
they should. Of course they should. There's no reason not to. You don't DPS, you're like half a player. You're crap.
I I I have been playing White Mage, and there are amples of opportunity for you to DPS.
Yeah, there's really no reason not to in dungeons at least. I mean, even in other stuff, but especially dungeons because they don't hit that hard.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe just throw an arrow 3 and then an arrow 2 or something. And then I don't know, keep throwing stones or holy. There's like I just got to level 63 and got thin air, and it's basically like free holies for like 12 seconds.
Yeah,
So
and you know what the best part is? Like, White Mage, their offensive ability, Holy, is a defensive ability as well, because it's
exactly,
done.
it
3 second stun or
stuns
whatever
the
it is.
entire group, which means for like 5, 6 seconds they are not gonna do anything. So basically, if you're in a pinch, you can actually use holy instead of trying to heal your tank.
Yeah, it's a nice little cooldown.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why some healers don't do. I guess
They're lazy.
it's yeah, that's it. Either they're lazy or there was this one time I'm actually watching something and healing at the same time, cause it's that boring.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the actual thing is boring, but I guess I am because there's really amples of time for you to do something else while you're healing. Because the tank, if your tank is very well geared, you don't have to actually heal a lot. A regen would have been enough, or a fairy would be enough, right?
Yeah, and Asylum as well.
Yeah. And then, like, if you're, I was like configuring my settings while I was healing the tank on my last dungeon because not the last one, the one before that, because suddenly the Final Fantasy music cut off of my speakers, and I thought it
Oh,
was my
that's annoying.
speakers was gone, but it's working with YouTube and stuff like that, Netflix, but just not the game. So I was healing the tank and configuring my settings at the same time. And I still managed to throw in like, arrow 3 and an arrow 2 to boot. So, and
I mean, you can DPS and like heal and do something else at the same time. So it's like it's not really a complexity issue.
yeah, I don't know. It's not that hard. And, once you hit level 60 as White Mage, you get that tetragram, I think it was. Tetra?
Tetragrammation or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just call it Tetra. So it's like an instant heal, basically. It's like a lustrate. You only get to use it once, but, lustrate, a size, I don't know, and you can even throw in the healing dome. If
Yeah,
you're
Asylum is
really,
really good.
yeah, if you're really lazy, you can just do that. Those two, the regen, or you can do Medica 2, regen, and then put the freaking healer dome, and then you can keep DPSing. Especially
Yeah,
if your tank's not pulling a lot, like most tanks that we meet anyway, don't pull a lot.
yeah. If they're only pulling one pack at a time, you can basically put a regen on them and throw stone for like until the pack's dead.
Exactly. Because the tank's not going to take too much damage. They don't even need cooldowns.
Yeah, good because most of them don't use them anyway.
I mean, the only time you really have to use a cooldown is when you do massive pulls.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you got 3 or 4, they're really nothing.
Yes. So
And I
pretty much,
suppose it...
healers do DPS. If you're not DPSing, I'll kick you from my party. Or maybe I won't go that far, but I'll silently judge you.
Hey, you've judged someone before.
Yeah.
Who was that? You just like, I'm disappointed in you or something.
Um,
You let me down. You
I
messaged
can't
before
remember.
we left the dungeon.
Oh, that's right. It was that Black Mage. The Black Mage was doing like the 2.0 rotation, but he wasn't even doing that properly. He was like taking 10 seconds between casts, and oh my god, he was doing less damage than the healer. And it was painful to watch that because I play Black Mage, so
Oh, it wasn't a healer then, but yeah, it's
yeah.
it's along those lines. I guess the other issue with that is a skill issue, but I just don't see why not. Even if you have a skill issue, throwing a cure 2 in a region is basically enough. as a white
Yeah.
mage anyway at the moment. I'm not saying this is for raids, but for general dungeons, if they're pulling like one pack at a time, it's even if they're pulling a lot, you can just throw a holy out. You know, a
Yeah.
swift cast holy is enough. It's
There's no reason not to. I don't think it's a skill thing either, because it doesn't. You don't need to be skillful to press a different button every now and then.
yeah. Um, I don't know. It's something of a pet peeve for you, isn't it? Though.
Yes, because it makes things take longer than it needs to be. And
Yeah.
it's not a huge deal, but it's still like, why even play the game if you're not really playing the game?
Yeah, and actually, right now, I mean, healer DPS, you don't even need to go in cleric stance anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
people will
thing.
not judge you if you DPS without cleric stance.
Yeah, I mean, there's no issue with that anymore, because it's not. I mean, that was the thing in the past that I can see why it was an issue with some people, because, you know, the netcode in this game is a bit janky, and switching between cleric on and off could be a bit clunky sometimes, but
Yeah,
now you've got, like, there's no reason not to, because you don't have that anymore.
yeah, totally agree. I mean, when I first saw it, where healers weren't doing it, and I'm like, oh, is this a new thing that you don't actually need to be in cleric stance anymore because you're pretty much bringing Lucid Dream, Protect. What else do you bring?
Sooner.
It's Una if you really want to, and the new Divine Seal name,
Oh,
Largis.
largest.
Yeah, and what else do we bring?
I can't
Iron
remember what
for
else
an
I
Eye
had.
if you really want to.
Um,
There's one more because I
oh,
switched.
rescue's
Oh.
fun. It's not very useful,
I actually
but it's
haven't
fun.
used Rescue. Uh, I'm probably think of something else. Man,
Tell
what
you
is
what's
it?
fun to use. I'll tell you how it's fun to use. Okay.
Yeah.
When you get like the one of the tanks that pulls one pack at a time, what you
Mm.
do is you like throw a regen on him or something,
Mhm.
and then you run to the next pack and drag him towards the pack. You force him to tank more. It's pretty useful.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure there's one more skill that I am missing, but I can't remember. Cause usually I
Is that a virus tank, or is that Rascal?
oh no
Oh,
no no no.
they take that off of us. I think they did.
They did because I usually swap Eye for an Eye and Isuna around. Ah
Okay.
man, I can't remember right now, but you know, it you don't have to be on cleric stance to actually DPS as a healer now. You are forgiven if you are not using cleric stance.
Yeah, cleric stance is actually pretty crap. That's another thing.
Is
'Cause
it
it's
is it still the
five-
same as before?
it's 5% for 20 seconds or 15 seconds, and it's once every 90 seconds. It's just like a minor cooldown now.
So they changed it to a cooldown or something.
Yeah, and it's a really crap cooldown. It's 5%.
Like, does it
Like,
just increase your intelligence for like 5%? 5%?
I think it's magic potency, offensive magic potency. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. So you know you're forgiven if you're not using that. So just don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our big pet peeve with the healer DPS lately. We'll talk about the tank pulling next week.
Oh yeah. No, that too.
So the last thing that I want to talk about is something I saw in the forums again. I normally look around the forums, see what's going on, what people are talking about, and something obviously caught my eye again this week is outdated raids. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people, especially new players, are having difficulty trying to find a group that will actually do old raids. I mean, I personally haven't done what Alexander 8,
Two. Yeah, 8.
8
Second,
and 12. We haven't finished those because of reasons.
Helvet. What? I'm gonna name drop. Fucking
You
Helvet.
did a name drop. But yeah, the reasons. So I'm trying to apparently get a basically a raid group. If you're a new player, you want to do old raids, it's pretty hard. Now, there was some talk about a raid roulette or some sort.
Hmm, that would be interesting to see.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if the raid roulette is because some people were complaining about general raid, like the actual, just the actual raid, and some talking about the 24-man raid where they're having difficulty people actually participating in them.
Yeah, I think it would probably be more the 24-man stuff because I can't really see them making a roulette for the 8-man raids because, especially unsynced, because that's gonna give lots of people issues.
Mm, I can see that happening. It's probably more the 24-man raids. That's what I was thinking as well. It's pretty much going to be for the 24-man raids, and hopefully it gives a good decent amount of experience, so a lot of people would be more interested in going. I think that's the main reason why people aren't actually going in, because the rewards are not there. Like, you can still get materia off. I think those Mac T coins you can still get in the second 24-man raid,
Yeah.
but I haven't done it at all, so I don't guys, don't quote me on that if you don't get the coins, because
Oh, and the first ones as well, the Realm Reborn ones, you don't even get anything from those. You get, I think, you can get cosmetic items, but
and the upgrades
that's it.
things for what, level 50 stuff.
Yeah, but I mean that's not really
Yeah,
relevant at all, is it?
yeah, it's like you don't really need that when you're leveling. You can just do this, just do the main quest. They actually give you a lot of items and
Yeah.
gear to go along with it, so you'll be able to do you know the the next quest reasonably much easier.
Yeah,
So
I think a raid relay is pretty a good idea, especially like I said for the first Realm Reborn ones, because the Heavenswood ones you at least get coins, which while they're not particularly useful, they're still more useful than just a cosmetic item that you'd get from the Realm Reborn ones.
I totally agree. But seeing as we both agree on that, what do you think if they added the 8-man Savage Raids in there?
Oh boy, that would be a shit fest, but it would be interesting. I could see it being fun, but also like,
What if they do it
there's a lot of
unsync?
bad people.
That I think if they do it unsync, people would participate in them more.
Yeah, but that could also cause some issues with a few fights. I think, had there's some fights that are really weird unsynced, like if
Ah,
your
yeah, yeah, yeah,
DPS if you DPS too hard, you just die. I
yeah.
think a few raids have things like that in there, so that could be a bit.
T7, T7, the one with the snake,
P7, the snake, the
the
snake, the
snake
snake.
lady with the ogre that you have to
Oh, the Medusa lady thing.
petrify. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that would be a bit.
if you reduce her HP too fast, I think that was the one of the main issues with that fight with my old group. We were like either dropping her too quickly and then she moves on to the next phase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
phases came too fast, and it was
yeah,
a big shit fest.
yeah. Uh, I I don't know. It'd be a little bit interesting, even with the introduction of Wondrous Tales. Not a lot of people actually try to do, you know, the raids that are in the Wondrous Tales. Like, I never had any reason to actually do it.
Yeah, I did. I think I did Wondrous Trails once or twice, and I've never done it again because it's so boring and
Yeah,
annoying to find people as well for there's certain things.
yeah. I think I did it. Like, I managed to get one row, and that was it. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this no more. Cause yeah, yeah, the same reason. It's like looking for people to do it, people who actually know how to do it, and it's yeah. The rewards, there's only one good reward, right?
Yeah, it's like
Usually
a
there's one
green
good,
item or something.
yeah, a crafting item that has 5 material slots instead
Yeah,
of the usual 2 that you craft. So basically it guarantees you like 5 material slots straight away. So it's costs a lot of money. If you do get it, that's one. It's like in the millions because when I looked at it, oh man, Yeah, a lot of people are selling it. Well, not a lot, but a few people are selling them, but they cost a fortune to buy.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the only reason to do is Wondrous Trails is a little bit of extra money, but
What do you use money for?
yeah, that's another problem, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can probably spend on materia, pentameld something. That's what I'm doing right
Yeah,
now.
food, potions, house. But I mean, the house thing is just cosmetic, and food and potions don't really cost that much. Yeah, you can get by with not that much
Yeah.
money.
So, yeah, I don't know how what else they can do instead of doing this trial roulette. It'd be nice to have a decent amount of experience because we did main scenario roulette and that was a pathetic amount of experience, right?
Yeah, that was a waste of bloody time.
Yeah, for I don't know. I mean, it was like how long did it take? Like 10, nearly 15, 10 to 15?
What did we get? We got the
Praetorium
Cas-
was it?
no,
No,
it's
Castrum.
Castrum, whatever it was called,
Yeah,
Castrum something.
yeah, and it's pretty long.
Yeah, it was about 15 minutes, I guess. And we got, I think, 400k experience. And I
Mhm.
think we were level 60 plus, so it was like maybe a 1/10 of an experience bar.
Yeah, and the funny thing was like the first in the first pull, no one actually turned off the searchlights.
Oh my god, it was so mouse.
And then the first boss, pretty much it was three of us, right? It was like two
Yeah,
DPS and a healer in
one else.
there. Oh man, so yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do with that. Hopefully, yeah, experience. Do you want anything else out of the roulette? A cluster maybe for in need, because you only get cluster right now for level roulette.
Yeah, I think they should probably add the cluster for all the relays, well, except for expert.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. I think they should do that because 50, 60 dungeons. I don't know
Well,
about the other
keep up
servers,
with
but
that.
for us, even as a healer, you do wait that 5 to 10 minutes. I did it this morning, and well, for the past last 5 days, I've been doing it in the morning, and yeah, you do have to wait sometimes.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes plus for DPS as well.
Yeah,
So good luck leveling a DPS with 50, 60 relay.
yeah, not a lot of people, and I must say the experience is okay. Not as good as leveling roulette, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's no leveling relay, but you still get level 50 or 60 dungeons where you get the experience from the monsters as well, which is considerable, I suppose.
Yeah, and if you eat food, that's an extra 3%.
Yeah.
And of course, rested experience is always good. Well, I think that's pretty much it, all the topics this week. I hope you guys enjoy the shortened, hopefully this is a shortened episode. I've
We
been
have a lot to talk about.
yeah, really trying to condense stuff. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys like it. Please click like, subscribe, and share this video if you
And
find
don't
it.
forget to DPS if you're a healer.
If you like
The
this
real
at
talk.
all, and of course, I want to hear from you guys what you think of the topic for this week. And of course, if you're a healer, are you DPSing or have you encountered a lot of these healers that don't DPS and hate it? Let us know down in the comments down below. This is Monchkinz and Deli logging off, and we'll see you guys in the next level.
Bye.